We often talk about personalization like it's some kind of magic art form. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the actual blueprint for building a real personalization engine, something that runs on data, not just hunches. So be honest. Does your personalization program sometimes feel like you're just, throwing stuff at the wall and hoping something sticks? If it does, you're definitely not alone. So many companies get stuck in this cycle of just trying random things. But what if there was an actual, honest-to-goodness blueprint you could follow? Well, here it is. This is the MAAD personalization framework. And yeah, I know, at first glance, it looks a little complex, right? But its real power is in that structure. It's really just two big loops that talk to each other. You've got infrastructure and you've got decisioning. When you get those working together with the right people and the right strategy, that's when you get a system that actually learns and gets better on its own. So let's break this whole thing down, piece by piece, starting at the very beginning. So, where do you even start? Well, think about it like this. Every powerful engine needs a really solid chassis to sit on. Before we can get to any of the cool, flashy AI-powered experiences, we have to build the infrastructure. And that all comes down to one thing, your data. Okay, let's zoom in on that first loop over on the left, the infrastructure loop. Think of this as the bedrock. I mean, literally, if this part isn't solid, everything else you try to build on top of it is just going to crumble. It's all about three key things. Is your data even available? Can you actually trust it? Do you have confidence in it? And probably the most important piece of all, can you tie it all together with a solid identity foundation? This whole area, this is the playground for your analytics and insights teams. And let me be clear, it is absolutely non-negotiable. You can't skip this. So what on earth is an identity foundation? It sounds fancy, but the concept is pretty simple. It's just about knowing who your customer is every single time, no matter how they interact with you. It's about having one single unified profile for each person. Without that, you're going to send mixed messages, or even worse, treat a loyal customer like a total stranger just because they showed up on a different device. This is the key to making it all feel coherent. All right, once that solid data foundation is in place, now we get to the fun part. Now we can start actually powering up the engine. This is where all that data gets turned into real action. Welcome to the decisioning loop. This second loop, this is the brains of the operation. This is the active part of the engine. It takes in all that clean, trustworthy data from our foundation and uses it to make smart decisions in real time. It's built to be a continuous cycle, one that's designed to get smarter and smarter with every single customer interaction. It's a true learning system. So how does that flow actually work? Well, it starts with insight discovery. You're looking for patterns in the data. From there, you move to audience design, where you build specific customer groups based on those patterns. Next up is activation readiness, getting the campaigns and experiences ready for those groups. And finally, there's performance intelligence. You measure the results, which of course creates brand new insights that feed right back into the start of the cycle. See? It's a perfect self-improving loop. Okay, so you can have the most powerful engine in the world, but it's pretty useless without some skilled people to operate it, right? Technology is really only half the battle here. The team you build and how they work together is every bit as important. Now, this is one of the most important takeaways. The relationship between your personalization lead and your data team, it can't just be a meeting on the calendar once a week. It has to be this constant back and forth, infinite loop of communication. The data team is figuring out what's even possible, and the personalization lead is the one translating that potential into real-world strategy and action. They have to be joined at the hip. Okay, let's dig into a detail that has huge, huge strategic consequences. A/B testing. I know it sounds super tactical, doesn't it? But what if I told you that where you choose to run your tests could actually be the single biggest flaw in your entire personalization setup? So here's the big takeaway, the really critical point. Stop running your A/B tests inside your marketing tools, your email platform, your web tool, whatever. Why? It's simple, really. You need one single source of truth for your results. By setting up your test groups way, way upstream, like back in your main data warehouse, say BigQuery, you get a totally clean, unbiased slate. And you know what else this does? It puts the responsibility for measuring success squarely on the shoulders of the data team, and that is exactly where it belongs. And a structure like this makes that accountability crystal clear. The personalization lead and the data team are jointly responsible for the outcomes. They own it. The channel managers, they're involved in making it happen, but they're not responsible for the final measurement. And then senior leadership, they're kept informed of how things are going. This creates a small, super empowered core team that can move fast and make decisions. So you've got the tech, you've got the team, but if everyone is running in a different direction, you're just going to go in circles. You need one single, guiding principle to pull it all together.
Just think about it for a second. What happens when your CRM team's only goal is to get more email opens, and your paid media team's only goal is to get more clicks? Well, they start fighting each other for the customer's attention, right? They're not working together to actually make the customer's experience better.
And this slide really shows that core conflict. Over on the left, you've got those siloed KPIs, and that just leads to internal battles as every team tries to optimize for their little corner of the world. But on the right, you've got a unified KPI, a North Star, that gets everybody pointed in the same direction, working toward one big business goal. It completely shifts the mindset from my channel's success to our shared success. The source material really nails it with this quote. When everybody is measured against their own individual KPIs, it just creates conflict with the overall strategy. The whole point of having one unified KPI is to get rid of that conflict and to make the company's main goal everyone's number one priority. So let's pull this all together. The blueprint for a truly winning personalization engine really comes down to these three pillars. Number one, you have to build that rock-solid data foundation first. No cheating. Number two, you assemble a small, accountable team where data and strategy are in constant communication. And number three, you unite everybody under a single, shared North Star metric. Getting these three pillars right, well, that's the difference between just guessing and having a true personalization engine. So the question I want to leave you with is this. When you look at your own data, your own teams, and your own goals, are you really, truly built to win?